Night of the Dead have just released Development Update 12. This one features some really cool and new things that we've not really seen too much of yet. One of those being a kiosk, which looks really interesting. Alongside that, we've got costumes and some food revamps, as well as a revamp to the overall food and buff system, which sounds pretty damn good and could actually be more beneficial, which I like that. Anything that improves the game is always good. Sometimes with food buffs and stuff like that in certain games, it can normally go one way or the other, but luckily for us, this way is going the right way. Now, if you're a fan of Night of the Dead, we upload Night of the Dead content every Monday at 9 PM UK time. So if that sounds up your street, subscribe to the channel, drop a like in the video, and do all of that good stuff. Let's have a look at Development Update 12. So first things first, we have the new costumes. Now, these can all be obtained from either the kiosk or from certain zombie types. Now, you'll be able to tell which zombie types you're going to get them from, judging by the actual uniforms themselves. So first off, we have the military uniform, which comes with a bulletproof helmet, military uniform, and military boots. Looks pretty cool. I like the look of this one, and it will actually go quite nicely in some of those wooded areas. You should blend in a little bit. It looks quite cool. I love the quiver here as well. Is it a quiver? Pretty sure it's a quiver. Looks nice. And then next up, we have the police uniform, which is the police hat and police uniform. There's no shoes with this one. And then next we have the academic uniform, which is the graduation gown, academic cap, sneakers, and a backpack. Whether the backpack is cosmetic, I'm assuming it is. Don't know whether it's going to add any spaces. Hopefully it does, but we shall see. And then next we have the hazmat suit, which consists of the protective hat, protective suit, protective gloves, and protective shoes. Now, as per usual, a lot of these outfits normally give you some bonuses. So I'd imagine that the hazmat suit will give you some bonuses or buffs against the sort of acid and spitter zombies, and then potentially should help you in the mine shafts. Whether it will or not, I don't know, but I'd assume it would. And then we have the prisoner uniform and handcuffs. Now, I don't understand what buffs these would give you. Maybe something sneaky, because, you know, you've snuck out of prison in your uniform. And then finally, we've got the cloth, which is the cloth helmet, cloth armor, cloth gloves, and cloth shoes. Now, overall, looks-wise, this one and the military one are definitely the two favourite looking ones. Which one's going to be the better one in terms of actual gameplay and usability? Not too sure. I'd imagine the military one would be the best of the set. And then we have the kiosks, as you can see here. So the kiosks aren't actually this whole building. The kiosks are just these little screens, and corresponding kiosks will be outside their corresponding locations. So you have a food kiosk outside restaurants and stuff like that, and then you've got an electronic kiosk outside an electronics store. Now, these are quite cool, and they've all got unique items in them, which will reset periodically, which is going to mean you're going to have to go over to them at certain points and certain times. Different times offer different rates and different items inside them, which I like that, because then you're not going there just once and seeing what they've got to offer. You are going to be able to go back and get a different variety of items from each kiosk. Now, with these kiosks, you can actually purchase and sell items at them. Different types will offer different items, and discounted items will change at midnight and 12 every day. And the price of gold bars changes at midnight and then 12 every day. There are exclusive items available for purchase at the kiosk, including the plastic fishing rod, the hamburger, antibiotics, chemical detoxification pill, neural network chip, and the gold bar. Sounds good. I like these. I don't know what they're actually going to do with the gold bars. As you can see here, though, you've got your inventory, which is the gold coins, or you can trade different items. And then this is just one of the examples with the fishing kiosk. You'll be able to buy them, as you can see there. 20 coins, 5 coins, 4,000 coins, 5 coins, 5 coins, a few hundred coins, which is going to save you time when it comes to fishing. As cool as the fishing is, it can be a little bit of a ball ache and take a little bit too long. So having this item instead is going to be much easier, especially if you're getting some of these items like the fish bones and the scales and stuff to upgrade characters and kit. And then, as you can see here, we've also got the gold bar. What this gold bar is actually going to do, not 100% sure. We'll find out on Monday, potentially. We shall see. Now, alongside these items, they've also added new research category, which is the cell research. The new research that has been added is the herbalist, electrician, firefighter, snowboarder, demolition expert, hazardous materials specialist, hematologist, golfer, and the stuntman. The new research can be proceeded through the muscle neural network chip. So you are going to have to go to a kiosk to buy said chip and then further enhance your skills through those skill trees. Which, okay, I mean, if you've got really far already and you've got loads of research behind you, this will be relatively easy for a lot of people. And then food. Now, going back to what I said at the start, some of the food changes have been made, and they've now changed some of the ways that the buffs work. So now you can only have a maximum number of 6 food buffs. Before that, you could just continue and do whatever. But if you've already got 6 buffs in effect, and you apply a new one, be that by mistake or you want to change it, then what that will do is remove the first buff that you'd already taken. So if you've got a set of 6, it will slowly replace that first one with something new. So the one that's running out the fastest, which is good, you can't pick and choose which buffs you will have. And then if a buff is forcibly removed or food that reduces health or energy is consumed, a special animation will play. And a buff from the golden koi soup has also been removed. Accordingly, the tooltip for the golden koi soup has been updated. Along with graphics changes, the daytime duration has now been extended, which is, I mean, that doesn't really bother me too much. I mean, obviously, if you're setting it to obviously an hour or 2 hours, then yeah, it does get dark really, really early. So changing that to a little bit later will make life a little bit easier when it comes to farming. They've also increased the brightness at nighttime, which is good because that was an absolute pain in the arse. If you've got a torch on, but that is it. That is all you could really see. Now for miscellaneous, the information of items that can be used for trap modification or loading and vehicle refueling will be displayed. Interactions for birdhouse has been changed. The build category of some buildings has been changed, so cooking tables and production facilities. The indication of weight has been changed to movement speed, and the description has been added to the preloading level setting. If a crash will occur whilst running the game, please check these settings. They've also done a whole host of balancing, loot balancing, damage and difficulty balances. For item balancing, stacks in your inventory has been increased. Leather armor tiers have been changed. Base stats for equipment of some items have been changed. Reinforcement materials for equipments have been partially changed, and mining ores have been added to the crafting materials for electronic parts. There's been loads of loot balancing as well, which all well and good. Love a bit of loot balancing. And damage dealt to players by debuffs caused by the player has been changed to 1 to 10, and damage dealt to players by vehicles has also been changed by 1 to 10. And then difficulty balancing, difficulty setting for times for day have been changed to 3-hour day slots. You can still play as 2 hours, you just need to change it in the difficulty settings. The duration of the day has been increased, so the number of wave zombies has also been increased. 360 minutes and 420 minutes have been added to daytime settings, and some related options have changed according to your difficulty. So before you do jump into a game, do check your difficulty and have a little bit of a look and see what has changed and what's going on. They've also done some electricity balancing when it comes to the drone and made the power consumption a little bit lower, and HP of buildings and doors placed in the world has also been decreased. They've also added some new items, which, you know, the cloth items, all that kind of stuff, fishing rod, new knives. They've added loads of new food types as well, which we'll be able to get through the vendor, and loads of other miscellaneous items, which we'll also be able to get through those vendors / sort of kiosks. Alongside that, there's loads and loads of bug fixes. We won't go into those because we do love a good old bug fix, but reading all the bug fixes out is relatively boring, and it's a pain in the ass to read through. So if you've had any issues with bugs, do check out the changelog. It is in the description down below. If you do have any issues with your game, please make sure you drop some notes down on the Steam forum on the discussions page. It does help the team verify any issues and get to fixing them as fast as possible. So make sure you do that. It's always helpful for the team, and it gets all of these nasty little bugs squashed relatively quickly. Now, hopefully you've enjoyed today and learned a little bit about Night of the Dead. If you have enjoyed the video, drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel, do all of that good stuff. We'll be back on Monday with some Night of the Dead gameplay. Stick around for that one. I greatly appreciate it. I've been Wyatt. You've been awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon with some more Night of the Dead.